Off-season, check. Preseason, check. Prepared to kick some donkey ass on Monday night, check. Season 3 is here, and so are the River Hogs, ready for an AFC West war against the Broncos. River Hogs opening drive facing a 3rd and 6 where Patrick Mahomes finds long Winborn over the middle for 13 yards on a Portland first down. 3 plays later, 3rd and 7 this time, where Mahomes throwing again finds Travis Kelce over the middle, who breaks a tackle and picks up 14 more into Denver territory. Then on the next play, it's the River Hog rookie Hamid Heyman off the right side and into the clear, where he picks up the first down and jukes inside for a 20-yard gain. And facing another 3rd down, Mahomes goes to his top target, Tyreek Hill, but throws behind him and is intercepted by Bradley Roby. And those River Hog red zone struggles that plagued them much of last season rear their ugly head on Portland's first drive of the year, and Denver takes over. Then on their first play, Keenum with the play fake looking to throw, loads up and goes deep into double coverage, and he too is going to be picked off. Eric Berry with the pick, and after turnovers on back-to-back plays, we're right back at square one with Portland taking over at their own 33. 5 plays later, in the MVP, Patrick Mahomes continues to work his 3rd down magic as he finds a wide open Travis Kelce for 18 yards. 3rd and inches this time, and the drive stays alive again as Leighton Rasby gets just enough for the first. 3 plays later, and Broncos rookie first rounder Harmon Meeks exacts some 3rd down revenge, dropping Mahomes for his 2nd sack of the quarter. Harrison Butker comes out, and his 48-yard field goal gives the River Hogs their first lead of the season. Ensuing drive, 3rd and 3, and the Broncos convert as Keenum goes to a crossing Deshaun Hamilton, who picks up 16 yards to the 48. Next play, and the Broncos cross midfield as Royce Freeman picks up 14 yards on the first down run up the middle. 3 plays later, and the Broncos exacting more 3rd down revenge as they convert a 3rd and 4 with a 13-yard Keenum to Cortland Sutton completion. Then turn 3rd and 3 into 1st and goal as it's Keenum to Sutton again to convert on the 4-yard pickup. 2 plays later, 2nd and goal, Keenum throwing and floats one to the back of the end zone where Justin Jackson makes the catch, and the 8-yard score gives the Broncos their first lead of the year as they take a 7-3 lead. River Hogs near midfield, and on 3rd and 1, Leighton Rasby again picks up just enough to convert. Next play, and Portland goes to the skies for another first down as Mahomes drifts back and finds long Winborn for 10 to move the chains. 3 plays later, Mahomes play fakes and looks to throw, where he squeezes one into Tyreek Hill for 11 more to move the sticks again. Then on the next play, Mahomes play faking again, and it's back to long Winborn, who continues his big first half with a 14-yard catch to set up 1st and goal. But on 2nd and goal, the River Hog drive stalls out again as immediate pressure from Brandon Marshall results in a sack. So 3rd and goal from the 14, Mahomes throwing and tries to fit one into Ricky Seals-Jones, but it's Brandon Marshall making the play again as he knocks it away incomplete. River Hogs have to settle for a 31-yard Harrison Butker field goal, and the 14-play drive leads to Portland cutting the Denver lead to 1. Broncos turn again, and on 2nd and 1, the Broncos go erotic, putting their ball into the tight end butt for 15 yards on a first. Then out of the 2-minute warning, the chains move again as Keenum stands in and fires to Deshaun Hamilton for 11 more yards to the River Hog 35. 2 plays later, Keenum goes quick to the running back Justin Jackson, who picks up the first, running through River Hogs and picking up 10 yards down inside the 20. 2 plays later again, Keenum gets great protection, moves around the pocket before firing to the end zone and finding a wide open Demaryius Thomas in the corner for 11 yards and a touchdown. And the first half not going according to plan for the River Hogs as they head into the break trailing 14-6. Broncos start the 2nd half with the ball, and facing a 3rd and 15, it's Keenum to Hamilton, who comes up just shy of the marker, and the Broncos have to punt. Ensuing drive, Mahomes throwing, where he finds a wide open long Winborn, and his 4th reception of the game gives the River Hogs 15 yards on a first down to start the drive. 3 plays later, 3rd and 1, and the give goes to the Bulldozer, who might need an oil change as he's stuffed for no gain, and the River Hogs have to punt. And on the first play of the Broncos drive, the give goes to Royce Freeman, who breaks a tackle. Nobody on defense can get off a block, leaving Jatavis Spearman as the only hope. He gets juked out of his shoes, and Royce Freeman is off to the races where nobody's going to catch him, and the Broncos break this one wide open as the 80-yard touchdown run gives Denver a 15-point lead. River Hogs need to answer back, and on their first play, Mahomes is going to find Travis Kelce for 13 yards and a first down to start the drive. 2 plays later, Portland crosses midfield on the quick throw to Tyreek Hill for 10 yards and another first down. Then on 2nd and 2 from the Denver 41, Mahomes Mahomes throwing and floats one deep that is right on the money for Long Winborn, who beats Eldrin Kemp for the 35-yard catch. But 3 plays later, more red zone issues for Portland as Harmon Meeks nearly picks off the Mahomes pass, bringing up 4th down. Griffin Murphy keeps his offense on the field, and on 4th and goal, Mahomes throwing, buys time, and has Travis Kelce wide open in the back of the end zone, who makes the catch, but only after drifting out of bounds. The pass is ruled incomplete, and the Broncos take over inside their 5. Griffin Murphy says, "Gee willikers, Travis, you only had one job and you failed. Be better next time." But on the Broncos' first play, the Riverhawk defense steps up, and Derek Noddy drops Keenum for the safety, and Noddy's first career sack makes it 21-8 with the Riverhawks getting the ball back. Then on the free kick, Marquette King punts the ball 40 rows deep into the stands, and Madden has the rules wrong, so Portland takes over at the Denver 45. And on their first play, it's Hamid Heyman with the give up the middle and picking up 9 near the marker. Next play, and it's Heyman again as he picks up the first and 12 more yards, taking it down to the Denver 24. Then facing a 3rd and 20, Mahomes looking to throw, stands in and delivers a strike to Long Winborn, who picks up 25 yards on the first as Portland once again sets up 1st and goal. Portland again facing 3rd and goal, where Mahomes looks to pass and is hit as he throws, and it falls incomplete, so Portland again kept out of the end zone. Griffin Murphy opts for the points this time, and the Butker field goal cuts the Denver lead to 10, making it 21-11. So back to the Denver offense, where they lean on the ground game, and Royce Freeman, who goes over 100 yards with a 16-yard run to start the drive. Next play, and it's Freeman again right up the middle and into the secondary, where he jukes Eric Berry and picks up 21 yards into Portland territory. Then to end the 3rd quarter, it's Keenum faking to Freeman and looking to throw, where he floats one to Cortland Sutton for another 21 yards to the Portland 18. And to start the 4th quarter, it's more Royce Freeman as he takes it for 12 yards up the middle to set up 1st and goal as the Broncos look to put this one out of reach. But on 1st and goal, Keenum looking to throw, can't find anything open, moves to his left, then back to his right, nowhere to go, and eventually Chris Jones drops him for the sack and a huge loss of 14. Broncos get nothing on 2nd down, making it 3rd and goal from the 19, where Keenum looks to throw, and again nowhere to go. Breland Speaks breaks free, hits Keenum, who fumbles. Denver recovers, but 1st and goal from the 5 turns into 4th and goal from the 35, and the Broncos go from sure points to attempting a long field goal. And Jason Myers' 52-yard attempt has the leg, but was off the mark from the beginning, and the Broncos managed to come away with nothing, but do still lead by 10. Portland in Denver territory, but facing a 3rd and 9, where Mahomes finds the rookie Hamid Heyman, who gets the first and picks up 17 yards to the Denver 30, but then backed up to 2nd and 17, the Hogs are able to move the chains again as Mahomes buys time and fires a laser over the middle to Tyreek Hill for 27 yards. Then facing 3rd and goal one more time, Mahomes throwing, stands in and fires a rocket to the end zone. Sammy Watkins makes the catch, keeping both feet in bounds, and Portland finally gets their first touchdown of the year to make it 21-18 and cut this one to 3. First play of the ensuing drive, Keenum play fakes and fires to Demaryius Thomas, who makes the toe tap catch for 17 yards on a 1st down. Later in the drive, 2nd and 3, and the give goes to Royce Freeman, who takes it up the middle, picking up the first and 10 yards down inside the Portland 30. 2 plays later, and Denver continues to milk the clock as Freeman gets stuffed initially, but fights his way to 5 yards to move the chains again. But then on the next play, Broncos decide to throw, and D4 gets immediate pressure, dropping Keenum for the sack and a loss of 8. Broncos get it back to 3rd and 14, where Keenum has a seizure in the pocket, throws to a wide open Deshaun Hamilton, who turns upfield before running into a Riverhog wall right at the marker and doesn't get the first. Denver reminds us all that the CPU has no balls whatsoever, sending out Jason Myers, and with 2:11 to go, the Broncos push their lead to 6. Under 2 minutes now, Portland facing a 3rd and 7, where Mahomes finds his rookie running back Hamid Heyman for 14 yards to move the sticks. Next play, Mahomes throwing, and the Riverhawks enter Denver territory as he threads the needle to Long Winborn, who turns upfield, picking up 17 yards on the 1st down, and the Riverhawks on the move with just over a minute to go in this one. Next play again, Mahomes play fakes and looks to throw, floating a dangerous pass, but Long Winborn with the strong hands makes the tough catch, picking up another Portland 1st down to the Denver 26. Griffin Murphy calls Portland's 2nd timeout with 40 seconds to go. Then out of the timeout, Mahomes throwing again, steps up into a clean pocket and fires a rocket to Sammy Watkins, who makes the catch and gets out of bounds to stop the clock. Next play, Mahomes drops back to throw, drifts to his left and fires on the run to Watkins, who again makes the catch and is tackled inside the 5. Clock running down, and with 17 seconds, Heyman gets the give and is dropped for a loss of 2. Griffin Murphy calls calls Portland's last timeout with 13 seconds left on the clock. And on the next play, Mahomes throwing and finds a wide open Travis Kelce for the score. And Mahomes leads the Riverhogs down the field to tie this game at 24. But Portland needs the extra point for the lead. And Butker's kick is good, putting Portland up by 1. Denver needs a miracle. And on their first play, Keenum, feeling the pressure, goes short to Justin Jackson, who runs right into Walker McDonald. And he makes the tackle, holding him to just an 8-yard gain. And with 3 seconds left, Denver's only chance is a Hail Mary. Keenum loads up and fires deep, but it's knocked away, incomplete. And you can lead a donkey to water, but you can't make them spell it with a W, as the Broncos blow a 15-point second-half lead and fall 25-24 to the Riverhogs. The defending league MVP Patrick Mahomes starts slow but ends up throwing for 370 yards and 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. Long Winborn gets his year started on a good note with 8 catches for 144 yards. Denver will look to bounce back from their devastating loss, as next week they head to LA to take on the Chargers. Meanwhile, Portland stays home and will host Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. All right, guys, so a nice way to start the season. Slow start offensively and couldn't put it in the end zone to start, but when it counted most, we got it done and scored 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to win the season opener. Hamid Heyman had almost 100 yards rushing with 97 yards on 21 carries, while our other rookie running back, Leighton Rasby, was a much different story, as he only had 7 yards on 7 carries and wasn't able to do anything. But like I said, nice way to start the season, as we have an early leg up on the Broncos. Before we get to the around the league information, though, we do have a roster move, as Harmon Doyle was signed from my practice squad by the Washington Redskins. This is unfortunate because I was actually going to sign him to my active roster following the week because of his quick dev, but he didn't make it past the week, and this is something that I mentioned was a possibility in the last Riverhogs video, as he was initially signed off my practice squad by the Lions, but then was quickly released. But with that signing, it does free up a roster spot on the practice squad, and I went out and signed an undrafted free agent from last year's draft in Gage Robinson. He's a 66 overall scheme fit who has some decent catch in traffic and better speed than normal for a red zone threat, and it also gives me an extra receiver on the roster in case of injury. But with that, no scouting or anything else to go over, so it's time to go around the league with week 1 scores, where the defending NFC North champion Lions took down the Vikings 31-17. Steelers take down the Browns 24-19, while the Ravens beat the Bengals 34-17 in AFC North action. In more divisional matchups, the defending Super Bowl champions beat the Texans, the Giants win in overtime over the Cowboys, and the Titans beat the Colts 38-31. Falcons beat the Bears, Chargers handle the Dolphins, and Rams easily dispose of the 49ers. Patriots win a Super Bowl 49 rematch against the Seahawks. Redskins and Packers win on the road over the Cardinals and Eagles. Redskins win over our next opponent in the Panthers. Jets take down the Bills, and then in the Monday night opener, New Orleans puts up 42 on the Bucs in their week 1 victory. So a quick look at the standings, starting in the AFC, where the Jets and Patriots start with wins in the East. Ravens and Steelers do the same in the North. Jaguars and Titans get started on the right note in the South, and then the Broncos behind the 8 ball early in the West, as they're the only team to not come away with a win there. On the NFC side, the Giants and Redskins pick up week 1 wins in the East. Lions and Packers do the same in the North. Much like the last 2 seasons, the Saints and Falcons find themselves at the top of the South, and then out west, the Rams continue to be the only team capable of picking up W's, as they're the only team to win in week 1. On to the week 1 players of the week, where Blake Bortles takes home the first offensive award of the year for the AFC. The quarterback of the defending Super Bowl champs only threw for 228 yards, but had 4 of his 23 completions go for touchdowns, as Jacksonville started their year on a strong note with a 28-25 win over Houston. On the NFC side, it's Matt Ryan taking home the award. The opening day accolade marks the 6th time he's won the award in our franchise now, and he did so by throwing for 274 yards and 5 touchdown passes, which was good for a 141.9 rating, as the Falcons easily handled the Bears 35-14 in the opener. It may be a new season, but the same old tradition of opposing players winning awards against us continues, as Brandon Marshall of the Broncos takes home the AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Marshall notched 17 13 tackles and had 2 sacks along with 3 pass deflections as the Broncos fell 25-24 to Portland on Monday night. Then on the NFC side, it's Landon Collins of the Giants taking home the award for the 4th time in his career and 1st time in our franchise. Collins had 13 tackles and returned an interception, 38 yards for a score as the Giants beat their division rival Cowboys 40-34 in overtime. Moving on to the Week 1 leaders, starting with the passers, we see NFC Offensive Player of the Week Matt Ryan leading the way in both passer rating and passing touchdowns. Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes had 370 yards passing in Week 1, which comes up 15 yards shy of league leader and last year's NFC Rookie of the Year, Julian Casa of the Giants. On to the rushers, Royce Freeman leads the way in both rushing yards and yards per carry after his big performance against us on Monday night, and then leading the way among multiple others, including Freeman in rushing touchdowns, is Le'Veon Bell of the Steelers. The receiving leaders start with Allen Hurns of the Cowboys, who leads the league in receptions with 12 and receiving touchdowns with 3, and then leading the way in receiving yards after 1 week is the Saints' Traquan Smith with 183 yards. Then lastly, for the defensive leaders, we see AFC Defensive Player of the Week Brandon Marshall and his 17 tackles leading the way there. In the sack category, tied with others is the man we let go in the offseason as Justin Houston picks up 2 sacks in his first game with Washington, and then among many players tied with 1 is Richard Sherman leading the way in interceptions. And then as we wrap up here, we take a look at the Week 2 schedule where things kick off with the Texans and Bengals on Thursday night. Moving to Sunday, it's Ravens, Steelers, and Patriots, Jets in divisional matchups for first place. Rams at Cowboys, Vikings at Saints. Tennessee heads to Detroit while Chicago heads to Green Bay. Jacksonville travels to Cleveland to take on the 0-1 Browns. Eagles and Seahawks face off in Seattle. Chargers host the Broncos, who look to get in the win column. Colts and Buccaneers head to the Bay Area to face the Raiders and 49ers. Panthers come to the home of the Hogs while the Giants travel to Arizona for an old NFC East matchup. Then on Sunday night, the Redskins and Falcons face off with both sitting at 1-0. And on Monday night, it's a pair of 0-1 AFC East teams as Buffalo heads down to Miami to play the Dolphins. But that's going to do it here, guys. Like I said before, good way to start the season. Had we lost, we would have been in last place and the only team in our division to lose. But instead, we currently sit in first place as we look to defend our AFC West title. Coming up next will be Cam Newton and the Panthers, who put 45 points on us in the first preseason game. But hopefully this time around, it will be a different story. Hope you guys enjoyed the video as we begin our 3rd season of the franchise. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And until next time, thanks for watching.